What's going on, guys? It's Butterbar here. So I'm kind of starting a new series on my channel. It's one thing I'm actually really happy about and I'm excited about for in the future. So I'm calling it Throwback Thursday. The series is all about going back and playing games of the past, the games that I really enjoy playing and kind of make me the gamer that I am today. Talk about them and just see what you guys think. So everybody's heard about Throwback Thursday. Throwback Thursday is the day that, you posted pictures of you, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, I was here, on this date back in 2011. I was back, doing this stuff in 2007. So in this video, I'm going back in time and playing games that I really, really enjoyed. Back on, when the Xbox One just came out, playing games that were just starting out on the console, or back in the 360 days, playing games on the Xbox 360 that I really, really enjoyed, and just kind of talk about them. Talk about what I enjoyed about them, and then ask you guys what you guys enjoyed about them the most. So I'm breaking down this segment into 4 sections. The first one is going to be the story. What was the story about in the game? Was it effective? Was the game effective enough to show you the story, develop this story, and make you emotionally attached to the story? Second one is gameplay. Did I enjoy it? Did you guys enjoy it? Did you guys enjoy the gameplay the game set up for you to learn? Was it easy to learn? Was it difficult for you? Is it something that you want to keep coming back to? Next is music. Music has a lot of stuff, and it's a big passion to me. I love music, and to me, it makes everything much better when something is developed and has a really good soundtrack to it, and it makes you more immersed in the environment. So music's the third, and then the last one is the lasting effect. What a lasting effect did this game or any of the games that I play, what lasting effect did it have on me? What lasting effect did it have on you? And just kind of talk about, what you see in the future for either the game, the series, and what will that, entail for you when you go and buy other games and play other games. And we're just going to talk about Titanfall 1, the game and the sequel that I love the most. So let's get right into it. So the story of Titanfall. Not very well developed, but it's definitely something that I enjoyed so much. So when it came to Titanfall coming out, the big story of Titanfall was the campaign that was actually embedded in the multiplayer. Now, to me, I thought this was an amazing way of storytelling, because everybody knows that when picking up Call of Duty or something like that, or Battlefield, everybody goes first to the multiplayer. That's where all the money to the game is pretty much put at these days. So the interesting aspect that Respawn did, and Respawn is a lot of people that came from the old Call of Duty days, of Modern Warfare, and these guys have a lot of knowledge in developing very well crafted games. Came up with the idea of having the multiplayer, having a campaign multiplayer in the game, and to me, this was a great thing to have, because not only do I love playing single-player campaigns and getting the story and developing, the characters in the game, but I love playing multiplayer. I love putting several hours into a multiplayer game and really enjoying it. So to me, it was a great aspect of both worlds. Well, it didn't actually pan out to be that for everybody else, because the problem that Titanfall kind of fell into was this way of not very fleshed out characters and not a very fleshed out universe. You can look at everything in the environment as you're playing it and go, oh my gosh, this is a crazy world that I'm put into, but what's the history? What is the history between the IMC and the colonists that are fighting? And if you want to have a deeper dive into all these topics, of course you can go online and the Reddits and whatnot and find out the history of what's going on. But it's not very fleshed out in the game, and that's what kind of the the Achilles heel of this game is you have a campaign that's not very fleshed out. It doesn't show a lot of character. No pun intended to the actual characters that weren't fleshed out, but it's a lot of stuff that the game had in it, but it just wasn't developed correctly. But actually, the one thing that I actually missed the most in Titanfall 2 is actually the campaign multiplayer. This was one thing that I really enjoyed. Even just playing through the multiplayer and having a mission saying hey, this is happening while you're playing. It looks like to you that you are a smaller piece into a bigger picture, and that's what the campaign multiplayer kind of made people feel. You were part of something that's happening all around you, even though you can't really see exactly what the main characters are doing. You feel like you are having some kind of contribution to the game. And that's one thing that I actually loved about it, because it was this story being told, and I was part of that story. So in the comments below, let me know what you guys thought about the story, and if it's something that you are missing too. So let's go into gameplay. So the gameplay is definitely revolutionary, because it's combining basic infantry tactics, Call of Duty style, gameplay, from the same developers, but they're also adding mech combat into the game, and it's a crazy way of doing it, because it's a very seamless transition between jumping in your Titan and jumping out and fighting grunts that are on the field. And that's one thing that I loved that this game introduced, was grunts. Not only are you fighting against other players, but you're also fighting against AI players that, again, it's making you feel more immersed into this war that is happening between the IMC and the colonists. And that's one thing that I think that the game actually did very well, is making that immersion into it and into the gameplay, because not only can you score points by killing pilots and Titans, but you can also get points for killing grunts. And that definitely helps out a lot too with players that are, casual players that find it difficult sometimes to actually go after other pilots. So it's an awesome thing to add in there that helps out other people, and it gives people a lot more ways to play the game. Even with the challenges that I do in Titanfall 2, in my Titanfall 2 videos, there's always different ways to play this game, and Titanfall 1 definitely gave that to a lot of people, because you don't see a whole lot of games out there that have grunt combat or mechanized combat for that matter. And there's definitely a lot of improvements from Titanfall 1 into Titanfall 2. There's one funny thing that I kind of found out when I got back onto Titanfall 1, is the whole sliding, or running and then sliding. That was not one thing in this game that was available. But they were able to make improvements from Titanfall 1 into Titanfall 2. And just being able to make improvements of the gameplay made Titanfall 2 a lot better. And it's one thing that I'm hoping a lot more people are getting involved in Titanfall 2, because everything from this game that I really enjoyed is being brought over to Titanfall 2. So hopefully they keep making improvements. Hopefully they keep adding stuff to bring more players in. And we'll just have to see. But one thing is for sure, is that Titanfall 1 definitely laid the groundwork to making a fantastic series with its gameplay. So not only does a story and gameplay make a really great game, but also the music. The music is the one thing with not only the environment, but music draws you into this universe, draws you into the environment, and that's one thing that I loved about Titanfall's music. I could compare Titanfall's music to Firefly. Firefly had this type of kind of like old western, yet based in outer space type of environment, and it definitely made a great transition between the two, because it was dealing with the colonists that are fighting on the outer rim, an old western style way of the environment, and the music definitely helped create that environment, create the universe. And it's one thing that I've definitely enjoyed in Titanfall, and one thing again that they brought into Titanfall 1. Even with the single-player campaign, you can definitely tell that the music draws you into the action and helps immerse you in the environment and in this whole universe. So let me know down in the comments below what you guys, what is your opinion on the music of Titanfall? Does it matter? Does it really matter to you what the music is? Is the gameplay the only thing that you think about when it comes to playing these multiplayer games and being immersed in the environment? Because I have to say, music has been a big thing in my life ever since I was in middle school, and any movie I go to, anything that I do, when it comes to being entertained and being immersed in an environment, music has played such an important part in that. So let me down in the comments below what you guys think about the music in Titanfall, and did it create an environment for you that helped you gain an understanding of what you're looking at, what kind of environment you're in, and help you immerse you into the universe and the story of Titanfall. So finally, what is the lasting effect of Titanfall? Well, I have to say, since this game has come out, we have a sequel. We have a sequel already. So you have to say that this game did not do that bad, because when it first came out, people were playing this game all the time. The only problem was that it didn't have a whole lot of stuff to keep people entertained for very long. The one thing that I kind of noticed a long time ago when I played this game in the beginning was, you know, people had played this for a couple weeks, maybe a month or two, and then that's it. They would never pick it up again. They would never play it again. And that was the one thing that I know Titanfall 2 tried to bring back into the sequel, is trying to keep people playing the game over and over and keep bringing people back in. And that's just one thing. One of the kind of the downfalls of Titanfall was that, you know, not being able to keep people interested in the game for a long time. So I think just as a lasting effect for Titanfall is the fact that it got a sequel, the fact that, you know, more people are playing the sequel than were playing the original game when it came out, and all the improvements that it made in the game. Well, hey guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this little commentary, this little throwback Thursday of going back in time and playing games from the past, and just kind of talking about the improvements that have been made, you know, from previous games into today. And it's one thing that I've definitely enjoyed, and I'm happy that it kind of gave me an excuse to go back and play old games. So I want to keep this series alive. I want to keep it going. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And let me know down in the comments below what you guys enjoyed the most. So if you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe for more Throwback Thursday videos. I hope you guys have a great rest of the day, and I will see you next time.